ऐकणाराची परिस्थिती आत्मस्थिती, बोलणाराची परिस्थिती आत्मस्थिती.
The situation in which both the speaker and the listener are, he is the self.
हे या निरूपाचे निरूपणाचे महत्व आहे.
This is the importance of this discourse. The situation means our awareness of the activities and our experience of being in it.
व्यवहारामध्ये व्यवहार जाणवतो, त्या व्यवहारामध्ये आपण आहे असा भास होतो.
Our feeling of being in the activities prior to this situation, and one who is aware of this situation is the pure being.
इकडच्या भाषेत वस्तुस्थिती म्हणजे खरी असते. वस्तुस्थिती काय आहे बुवा तर असं काय.
In common parlance, it is the matter of fact knowledge. Sometimes we seek such knowledge. The situation is as per our activities. Due to our I love, we experience spontaneous happening of things as per the situation.
बोलण्याचा अर्थ इकडे संकेत म्हणून दर्शविलेला.
Now, the verses that follow, their meaning is indicative. The words like Hari's greatness, Hari's name, they are indicative.
जसे बोट दाखवून किंवा इथे टकटक करून बोट दाखवून ते असं दाखवले, टकटक करून आपण आलो आहे ते दाखवले.
Just as we point a finger to indicate, to show something, or we knock on the door to indicate that we have come. Now there are electric bells. Formerly they were not there. So in order to show our arrival, one used to knock on the door. What did he indicate thereby? It is that I have come. All these sentences and words are of that type.
ज्याच्या मनाला आवडते आहे ते आपल्या प्रीतीचे आपण प्रार्थना करते आहे आणि प्रार्थना करताना ते ओळखून ओळखते आहे.
Our love for ourselves, it is having a sip and also knowledge simultaneously. The words and the language is different. Be attentive and remember it. Until today, your knowledge of God and religion is from what you listen to people and their experience.
हे सगळं यथार्थ आहे.
All that is all right. After some time, there is a transition from ignorance to knowledge. But that is an intermittent state, a passing phase.
आता ज्ञान अवस्थेतील ज्ञानाला स्थिर समाधान झालं पाहिजे त्याकरता अज्ञान अवस्था आणि ज्ञान अवस्था ह्याचा उदय कसा झालाय, कसा होतो, झालाय कसा, याचं प्रत्यक्ष ज्ञान पाहिजे.
In order to have lasting satisfaction in the state of consciousness or knowledge, one must have direct knowledge of the origin of the ignorance and knowledge. That is called as self-realization.
हरिनाम म्हणजे देव असं दर्शविला आहे त्याच्याकरता हा काम आहे.
Hari means God and Harinam means calling him. It is hallowing the God. It is appeasing, softening song.
तर ते लहान होऊन अंगावर घेतले खेळवलं तरी काय थांबेल, मग पाळण्यात घातलं. पाळणं हलवीत राहायची. पाळणं हलवताना गान सुरुवात केली कामाला.
It is like consoling a child, putting it in a cradle and with the swing to begin a song.
कधी गाणं म्हणते आहे अंजनी गीत,
Singing to quieten the child. Thereby, the child is entertained. Absorbed in that, the child goes to sleep. It is a kind of lullaby. All the sages, especially those in Maharashtra, have said that nothing is more effective than Nam or mantra.
नाम हे साम गायन आहे आणि त्या गायनाने स्वतःचा शब्द ऐकायला आला तरच बोललो असं अनुभव आहे. स्वतःचा शब्द मग तो वैखरी असो वा मानसिक होतो. शब्द दोन प्रकारचे आहेत.
When you say the words, you hear them too. But words are of two types, the mental words and the spoken words. You have been told to chant the mantra, and when you lose yourself in it, when you do it without the movement of the tongue or the lips, who is entertained there? It is the doer and the listener.
सामगान नामस्मरणाच्या त्या प्रेमामध्ये जेव्हा तो रिचतो आहे,
He is pleased due to his love for the mantra chanting. That principle to which the chanting of mantra is addressed, that feels fine and relaxed.
मग प्रसन्नता मनात प्राप्त होते.
You can say it is propitiated, it is awakened by the mantra chanting. After awakening, what happens? That is described here.
तुम्हाला सहसा साक्षी कोणाला नसेल, कोणाला तरी होते. त्या अवस्थेची अनुभवाचा अनुभव आणि त्याचं साक्षीत्व.
Some of you might or might not have experienced or witnessed such an occurrence. I do not think any one of you has experienced or witnessed such a thing.
तर काम गायन ऐकणारा रिझेल असं झालाय का?
Has your song or chanting pleased the listener? One who is chanting, is he lost in the chanting? Here there is a description of such an occurrence. Hari is the name of one who chants.
हे नामस्मरण करणाराचे करणाराची संज्ञा आहे.
One who chants, he is termed as Hari. In reality, they are non-dual. They are not two. One who met and to whom he met.
ही दोन नाही आहे. ती एकत्र भावाचा जेव्हा त्याच्यात अनुभव निर्माण होतो तेव्हा त्याची लक्षणे अशी आहेत. वाचा.
Here, the signs of this unity is described. This song and chanting of the waking state continues in dream and sleep.
आणि ते झोपेतही ध्वनी जरी ऐकायला येत नाही तरी पण त्याच्यामधले ते रुजलेले आहे.
Although the sound is not heard, it is embedded in him. It is filled in him.
दिवसा त्याने जे नाम जागृतीमध्ये नामस्मरण करत होता ते त्याच्यामध्ये आता मूळ आहे.
The chanting of mantra in the waking state has now become one with him.
तेव्हा त्याची पूर्व पक्षामध्ये सुरुवातीला अशी लक्षणे आहेत असे वाच. व्रत म्हणजे प्रतिज्ञात्मक अर्थ.
In the early stages, he has taken a vow to practice. He has taken a vow to do it. He doesn't tell the vow to others, and also he cannot leave it. He cannot break it.
प्रकारे त्या निश्चयाने तो आपल्या ठिकाणी आपण राहतो. मग त्याच्यामध्ये द्रवत्व निर्माण होते प्रेमात.
He remains with that vow and he is filled with love.
ते हृदयामध्ये ते द्रवत्व निर्माण झाले ते चक्षु वाटे सुद्धा वाहते.
The tenderness at the heart oozes out of the eyes.
डोळ्याच्या वाटेने सुद्धा वाहते. मग अंतर्यामी ते निर्माण झालेलं असो, सर्व अंग पुलकित होते.
The changes that take place inside the body makes the eyes tearful. The great worshipper, the effect of his chanting of mantra is similar to entertaining a child with a song.
नामस्मरण करणारे जे ज्ञान वा ध्यान ते त्याच्यामध्ये मजबूर होऊन जाते.
The knowledge or the meditation which chants the name gets absorbed in it.
असे त्याचे प्रत्येक ज्ञानी सांगतोय.
The science or the effect of the name chanting is expressed by the one who has experienced them. People do chanting of mantra, but this is something different.
नामस्मरण केल्याने नामस्मरण करते अंतर्यामीचे अंतरंग रूप प्रकाशमान होते.
Due to the chanting of the name, the inner form of the chanter shines. Due to chanting, the joy that he gets cannot be described.
असे ते स्वात्मसुख निर्माण होते त्याच्यात.
Such a joy of the self is enjoyed.
आणि वस्तुस्थिती बोलणाराची परिस्थिती आणि वस्तुस्थिती त्याचे वर्णन आहे.
As told in the beginning, this is the description of the situation in which the speaker and the listener are.
तुम्ही असा वेगळा भाव नाही.
There is no difference of you and me here. The inner space is called as Chidakasha or Brahman in its aspect of limitless knowledge.
नव्हते. आत्मा असता आत्मप्रेम हा जाणवते. आपण असावं आपल्याला आपण पाहिजे.
The I love is the love to be, the love to remain. One who is chanting is listening the sound or the chant. Himself is the worshipped God.
कोणाचे शब्द जो बोलतोय नामस्मरण करत त्याचे
Whose is it? It is of the one who is chanting. Most natural, one's own original form. But is there anyone who chants in this way? It may or may not be.
त्याच्या निरानंदाचे वर्णन शब्द उघड करू शकत नाही.
The words fail to describe his bliss.
ज्याला हरी म्हणतात तर हरी हरी करणाराचा शब्द ऐकणारे.
This bliss is the bliss of his being. All say Hari Hari, but Hari is the one who listens to this chant. Due to such chanting, all the pains and troubles of the chanter, they vanish.
सर्व दूर होतात आणि त्याचे आत्मस्वरूप जागृतीला येते.
All bad things leave him and his self shines.
म्हणून नामस्मरण यथार्थ अर्थाने करा.
Hence, do the chanting properly with its full meaning.
पाहुण्याचे नामस्मरण नव्हे ते.
It is not the remembrance of any guest. It is not the chanting of he, she, or it.
स्वतःचे स्वतःच आहे ते.
It is the self doing for the self, and these words serve as a reminder.
पडलेली आहे.
Atma or self means not I, but we.
आपण आपल्याला प्रिय नाही इथे कुठेच असला पिढी मुंगी बाजू हरिहर ब्रह्मादिका.
There is none without the self-love, right from an insect to Brahma Vishnu.
प्रियतेमध्ये प्रिय म्हणून काय आहे, प्रेम म्हणून काय आहे.
This love liking or affection is for whom? It is for everyone, for his own self. This applies to anybody unconditionally. When you tell the name, it becomes clearer. But this applies to everybody.
आणि त्या आस्थेने तो नामस्मरण करतोय.
With that care or concern, he is chanting the name. As a result of the chanting, his own self is going to manifest.
ज्याला आत्महत्या आहे, आत्मप्रेम आहे, असे नाही. गाड्या आहे, वरती नाव आहे, पण त्याचे अंतर्यामी नाही आहे. परी न दिसे, दिसले परी ओळख होत नसे.
It is, but cannot be seen. Even if seen, it cannot be recognized. Self-love and self-care. But he doesn't know that inside what is. It is difficult to see it, recognize it.
असे जे आहे ते त्याला तिथे संलग्न होऊ लागले म्हणजे असे प्रकार होतात.
When one develops contact with the inner reality, these things happen. Such things happen when one who is chanting develops the inner contact. Then the liking for the chanting increases.
पहिल्या वाक्यात नामस्मरण म्हणजे हाकामारी करणे, जागवणे.
In the beginning, the chanting was calling or waking up. The words signify wake up, wake up.
त्याच्याकरता ते नामस्मरण आहे, त्याच्याकरता ते ध्यान आहे. ध्यान करताना हरिहरी किंवा काहीतरी पिक्चर दाखवलं असेल ते घ्यायचं.
The chanting is to open up our true self. For that, there is chanting or meditation. While doing it, utter the name of Hari or use his picture of Ram or any god.
मग त्या निमित्ताने ते ध्यानात ते नाम किंवा रूप धरून थांबून राहिले.
One finds it difficult to meditate on oneself. Hence, make use of this name Hari or his picture and then wait. The waiting is to practice developing the inner contact.
तो अभ्यास तसा होत गेला, नंतर त्याला अन्य काही ध्यानात घ्यायला नको.
With this practice, he need not meditate on anything else. That due to which we are aware of ourselves, that knowledge, love, and our true self.
आपली परमात्मा आपल्याला प्रत्येक प्राणी मात्रामध्ये आहे.
This self-love or self-trust exists in every living being.
हे बाहेरची जी आस्था आहे ती फक्त कालक्रमाने गुंचित आहे.
Our care for the outer only serves as a time pass. The inner faith is our own of the true self. Due to the chanting of the name, the pride of the mind and intellect becomes less and the vital breath is purified.
तो प्राणाची आहे. मन, बुद्धी, चित्त, अहंकार ही नाव प्राणशक्तीची आहेत.
The mind, intellect, and ego, these are the names of the vital breath. Where there is vital breath power, there is knowledge power and the self power. Also, there is the power of the food essence. When the vital breath power and the food essence power, they combine, the sense of being manifests.
कोणाकरता कोणाला झाला असं नाही, त्याचं त्यालाच.
For whom it has happened, we cannot say. It is for himself. Self-knowledge. One cannot meditate on the self-knowledge. The meditation is learned slowly with help, just as a child is given a walker so that it can stand and then slowly walk.
त्याला आत्मज्ञानाची ओळख झाल्यानंतर त्याला अन्य आराधनेची गरज नाही.
After getting acquainted with self-knowledge, there is no need for other worship. For your well-being, the best is your sense of being, your I am knowledge, your self-knowledge. Anybody can take it. It is free. Nothing can obstruct it. It is self-luminous. That is your real wealth. There is nothing else to feed you and protect you day and night. You listen or reject it, but remember, day and night, your I am knowledge is feeding you and protecting you.
आपल्या ठिकाणी आपण आपल्या प्रेमाच्या सुखाच्या शांतीच्या पुरामध्ये आपण ते भरून राहते.
At the end of the season of ignorance, it remains alone, full of love, joy, and peace. Here, negate the individual, accept the manifested. Due to the acceptance of the manifest, the manifestation will shine. Due to its insistence, the manifest will get the unmanifest. In the unmanifest, there is no experience of it and we. There is no difference of the knowledge and the knower. The experience of knowledge and the knower is in the manifest. The realized spontaneously knows the manifest as I am, I exist. The unmanifest knows the manifest as I am.
ते व्यक्तित्व भक्ती झालेले आपणच हे करणे.
One has to make friendship with the manifest by devotion, worship. Just as with the help of a walker, a child learns to stand, walk, and then run. Similarly, a devotee has to worship various names and forms and make progress.
ते देवाच्या काम गायल्याने प्रसन्न होते, समाधीत होते.
Due to devotion, that is pleased, and one attains samadhi. Samadhi means oneness of his existence. The consciousness is aware of the being or knowledge. Activities cannot be stopped. Do them. Your I am knowledge is God, is vision, and the feet of your Guru, and all this is equal to your being, your be.
केल्यापाहिजे टोटल आपण
The sum total is your being. We means knowledge, but not man or woman, because there is no scope for any form.
जे हळूहळू वर्ग करू
Slowly get rid of the form without trying to remember we are, our being, without trying to remember our awareness, our knowledge. Other than that, there is nothing small or big.
लहान म्हणजे किती परिमाण देशाही लहान, विचार म्हणजे आकाशालाही व्यापून असलेले.
Small means smaller than the atom, and big means bigger than the space. At least try to remember this.
आज तुम कोणाचेही भरण पोषण संरक्षण शरीराचे लालन पालन इत्यादी करणे हे ते करते.
It is doing everything to feed you, to protect you. As you are not aware of it, it has remained aloof.
तुमच्या लक्षात देह देहाचे नाव आणि आपण काय करतोय तर धोते आहे नाही तर नाही.
What you give attention to is your body, its name, and your belief that things happen as you do them. In order to get rid of these concepts, surrender to our true self, the I am knowledge.
ज्याला करून जाणे म्हणजे जागृतीचेच आपण होणे.
You surrender to that which, when awakened, you become it. It is not becoming it, but being it.
काय ऐकता कोणाचे की
What are you listening? Whose information?
ते कोण आहे?
What is it that is listening? What is achieved by great effort and penance of many births?
नाना ताया चाले अनेक जन्माच्या तपश्चर्याने जे आणि ती प्राप्त होते काय पण लक्षात ठेवा. ऐकणारे त्याच्याशिवाय अन्य कोणी नाही आहे.
There is no listener other than that. Remember this. Remember it again and again.
अवांची तुम्ही असल्याचे आत्मप्रेम आत्म आस्था
Your I love, I trust, which has come without asking for it. Trust means need, you are liking. You are aware of it, you are conscious of it.
बहुआकारी असून निराकारी आहे.
It appears in various forms, but is formless. It lives in various forms, but in reality is formless.
आकाराचा उद्भव नसताना ते निर्विकारी आहे.
Before taking a form, it is without modification. It is free of thoughts. It is nameless, without emotions and imaginings.
आणखी कोणा ईश्वराची मदत मागणारे असे झाले आहे.
All these are before taking a form. After taking a form, it becomes so small, weak, and desiring help of some God. Call it childhood of God. Calling it child Ishvara means the beginning of the greatness of Ishvara.
जे देवाचे तुम्ही चिंतन करता
You remember Guru or God due to remembrance, his greatness or recognition.
आपल्या त्याचं निर्माण होत.
His superiority happens there. He gets satisfaction of self-acquaintance.
ही भाषा पद्धती कदाचित तुम्हाला आवडणार नाही.
You may not like this type of language. Irrespective of your like or dislike, your I love, I am knowledge, I am confidence, which is so small.
या ज्ञानाचे पाय धरा.
Hold the feet of that I am knowledge.
तुमचं एकट्याचं नव्हे तर जगाचे कोण कल्याण करणारे आहे.
It can do good not only to you, but to the entire world. But this understanding should happen to you first. The understanding which was there has now become misunderstanding. Hence, the worship of Hari or God is recommended. This is the direct knowledge of our being, all that which is seen by us.
सर्व साक्षात्कार आहे.
That is called as realization. Realization is the direct knowledge of the existence. Seeing visions of this form or that form is only entertaining realization.
आत्मस्थिती प्राप्तीचे साक्षात्कार नव्हे.
It is not the realization of attaining the self.
कोणा तरी देवाच्या झोपताना तुम्ही ध्यान करता कोण म्हणतो.
There are many people who, while going to sleep, meditate on some form of God. They remember the name of God and go to sleep.
ते तुमच्या देवाची देवरूप देववृत्त
While going to sleep, Remember that that which is going to sleep is God.
मी देव आहे हा नित्य आहे.
I am God should be your conviction. This is called Deva Vrata, means establish in God. The meaning of the word Vrata or vow is well known.
भले मला व्रत जोडणार नाही.
Even if I die, I will not give up the vow. One will not allow to break the vow. Except this vow, you may forget the other things.
समजलं ना ते. तरी पण एवढं तर मात्र तुम्हाला समजता येत, लक्षात ठेवा. तुमची आस्था तुम्ही असल्याची पूर्ण होण्याकरता आणि त्या आस्थेला भरण पोषण संरक्षण यथार्थ मिळण्याकरता
In order to sustain your belief or faith and to give it strength, you surrender to your high consciousness. I am knowledge, and all your needs will be met, and the giver will remain in its limitless form. But it will not be apart from you. It doesn't exist apart from you. It exists because of you, and you exist because of that.
आणि त्या सकाळच्या निवेदनात सर्व सांगून दिलं. भगवान श्री विष्णू क्षेत्र पाळ जगत पाळ.
In the morning discussion, it was told about Lord Krishna, the protector of the world.
जगाचं क्षेत्र पालन कोण करतो? भगवान श्री.
Who takes care of the world? It is Bhagwan Sri Krishna.
भगवान श्री कृष्ण श्री विष्णू जगत पात्र पालन आहे. जगत पात्र
Bhagwan Sri Krishna or Vishnu are the protectors of the world. That Lord Krishna is my soul, and I am his soul.
उघड सांगितलं. जेव्हा धावतवर राहो.
It was openly said, let the body remain or go. Let there be living or death.
पण ज्याचा माना कधी काळजी करू नये.
The conviction of the self should never be given up.
महाविष्णू आत्मा आहे ना, तो आत्मा मी आहे. आता मी आहे तो माझा आत्मा तो आहे.
Krishna or Vishnu have a soul, that is me. And they are my soul. In Mumbai, there is a great reservoir.
सगळ्या प्राणी मात्रात आहे. माणसातही आहे, सगळ्या मात्रातही तो आहे.
It belongs to all living beings, humans and also cattle. That water is supplied by pipes, and there are queues to fill up water. And one who fills up his pot, the water belongs to him. The pot may be small or big, but once it is filled, it belongs to that person who has filled it. But the water in the reservoir belongs to all living beings. The example of the water reservoir does not apply to the self.
जीव जंतूच्या रूपाने राबून राबून सुद्धा
The self occupies all the existence, all the space, all the universes. It exists in all beings, each and every living being.
भगवान श्री विष्णूचा आत्मा मी आहे. माझा आत्मा भगवान श्री विष्णू आहे.
I am the soul of Bhagwan Sri Krishna, and he is my soul. There are lakhs of people who will say that Bhagwan Sri Krishna is my soul. But how many people there are who will say that they are the soul of Bhagwan Krishna?
गुरुवचनाने जागृती लागलाय. जीव ब्रह्मा.
There should not be any doubt about this, Guru has told you, you are Brahman. There is no Brahman apart from you.
गुरुवाक्य प्रमाण. मग आता देह राहिला किंवा न राहिला काय परवा आहे त्याची?
Guru's words are final there. May there be life or death. This applies to him.
अंतर्यामी वापरले नंतर बाहेरचे बोलले.
One will experience first and then say it. The water collected by me is mine. Collected by Krishna is his. But the entire reservoir is mine. The entire reservoir is mine.
त्या भावात परंतु ज्याच्यामुळे तुम्हाला कशी तरी आस्था आहे,
You may suffer good or bad, and whatever people may say about you, but because of which you have faith or belief. At the root, you have faith in the self, which is indicated by your sense of being, your consciousness. You surrender to it, call it, worship it.
त्यालाही बघतो त्यालाही बघतो त्यालाही बघतो. व्यभिचार आहे, अव्यभिचारी भक्ती पाहिजे.
Your worship should be regular. Worshipping this, worshipping that, all this is irregular worship.
आत्मज्ञानापुरते देवदेवत नाही, ब्रह्मा महेश महेश. आत्मज्ञान आहे म्हणतो ब्रह्मा आहे.
There is no other God than your I consciousness. Because of your I consciousness, even Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh, they exist. Self-knowledge is knowledge that you are. If you are, then Sri Krishna is.
तोच पाहिजे. मग कशी व्हायचं मग हे बघ. श्री कृष्ण आहे अंक तुमची.
I am Sri Krishna's soul. Can anyone say this quickly without thought?
हे कोण ज्ञान, कोण धैर्य, कोण हिंमत, शक्ती. ज्याचा मी आत्मा आहे, जो माझा आत्मा आहे, त्या श्रीकृष्णाने याचा उलगडा केला.
To say this requires courage and daring, and this has been made possible by Krishna himself, whose soul I am. Anyone who was born or going to be born, their soul also I am.
सूर्याचा आत्मा मी आहे, ब्रह्माचा आत्मा मी आहे, चंद्राचा सगळ्याचा आत्मा मी आहे.
I am the soul of the sun, of Brahma, and of everything whose knowledge he has, his own. With this knowledge, even if there is sudden death, what is going to happen? Where are you going to land?
मरताना काय समजून मरणार आहे, त्या खात्यात जमा होते का?
I always say, at the time of death, whatever you imagine will materialize. You will face what you have decided at the time of death. You decide your own fate.
झाकाचा शब्द आहे, मरण कोणाचं झालेलं नाही.
You decide what happens at your death, but really there is no death. It is only a word to scare you.
कोट्यावधी टन वापरलं जात आहे पाणी, नष्ट झालंय पाणी.
Crores of tons of water is used, but have you been able to finish all water? Again, the same water is showered without any limit.
आत्मा कमी किंवा अधिक कधी झालेला नाही, होणारही नाही.
Atma or the self never becomes less or more any time.
आणि त्या आत्म्याचे प्रत्यक्ष दर्शन तुम्ही असण्याचे ज्ञान आहे, विसरू नका.
The same self expresses as the knowledge you are. Don't forget this. The summary of all worship is the knowledge that you are experiencing.
पण तुम्ही आज त्याला शरण जा, मग तुम्हाला जे काय हवे ते होईल, देईल नाही.
In the temple of the knowledge that you are, there are many, many temples of the world. Surrender to it. And whatever you need, it will become. Not that it will give. The language of God and devotee is different. Whatever you need, it will become.
वस्त्र पाहिजे, वस्त्र होईल.
It will become water, food, or clothing as per your need.
साध्या बुद्धीने घ्या, साध्या विचाराने राहा. कोणाचा तरी आश्रय देवतेमध्ये मानल्याशिवाय का जवळ चालत नाही.
Let your intellect and living be simple. While in body, we need somebody's help for living.
कोणाचा तरी आश्रय, मग कोणत्या तरी शब्दाचा म्हणजे देवाच्या नावाचा घेतो. ज्याची ही सर्वत्र सहस्र नामे सहस्र रूपे ते तुम्ही आपल्याचे ज्ञान आहे हे आठवण ठेवावं.
We normally rely on God. But remember that the knowledge you are contains thousands of gods. Don't forget this.
आठवणीने तुम्ही जे आठवण बघताना त्याच्यात तुमचे काय अक्कल ज्ञान.
Your remembrance flows from this self-knowledge. Enough for today. Jai Guru, Jai Guru.